I'm a resident of Collinwood for YouTube, Joel Sains. No, I have no sanity left. I'm here with my buddy Patrick McCray and my buddy Gordon Dymowski. We're here to review and discuss the movie One, Two, Three. Billy Wilder, Billy Wilder is a great director. He always has these interesting stories. This stars James Cagney, and it's about this guy who works at Coca Cola. he he manages this little plant. He's like operating it, and he has this boss who's the head of Coca Cola, and his boss. Oh, you
Little
gotta
be
watch,
Hazeltine.
you gotta watch my daughter. Like, wait, what? What? Yeah, oh yeah, we'll watch her. And they're in Germany. They're West Germany. It's just like the gags in this are all, by the way, all funny. I laughed my ass off when I was watching this. It's just this hysterical. The girl, the girl goes to East Berlin and meets some dude and gets knocked up by him. Oh, God.
No, worse, she meets a communist dude who knocks her up. In the 1960s, that was not a good thing.
No,
Now,
no.
this was played by Horst Buchholz from the Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, and kids, if you ever have your horse buckled, you should see a doctor.
You should make sure it's at least a Magnificent Seven.
Jesus Christ. So when did you guys first see this movie?
This afternoon.
Really?
Yep, never saw it before.
Neither did I until today.
Late 80s. Late 80s. My friend Carl showed it to me. And then he showed me the movie. And it was great. He was a Billy Wilder fan, but he hadn't seen it. And we'd heard about it for years. And so we finally got a hold of a copy. I think local video store had it. And we even rented a VCR to play it. Things were that primitive back then. And it was fantastic. I mean, at the time, Berlin Wall had not yet fell. And so a lot of the politics were similar to when they made the movie. A lot of the jokes were still resonant, in 1988 as they were when they made the movie. And I guess it'd only been, 20 something years. So it's not that long ago. And, I would categorize it as conservative humor by default, in that it uses the rigidity of the communist bloc and some of the hypocrisy of leftist thinking at the time against itself. And there are very few people who can get away with that. But Billy Wilder is certainly one of them, because it was clear that he was not arguing for fascism or communism or anything like that. He was just arguing against hypocrisy and bureaucratic nonsense, and doing it with incredible verve and energy.
And I think most importantly, too, taste. This isn't distasteful, like a distasteful comedy where
Oh no,
it's very funny. Like I had seen movies that have like, okay, here's a great example. It's not a comedy, but The Male Animal of Henry Fonda gets into communism and stuff.
The Male Animal with Henry Fonda.
The male. Yeah,
I've
Henry
never heard
Fonda,
of this duel.
Yeah, Henry Fonda plays a professor, a literature teacher or something like that, and he reads. I forget. He reads somebody who was put in jail for communism or something, and that person ends up, I think, getting executed, and they're threatening to fire him for reading this to his class, and he does defend what he read to not just a room full of students, but a room full of his peers and other teachers. It's a good movie.
Yeah, is this the one where they all jump up on their desk and start saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain"?
Well, that's
no.
That's Six Pack.
No,
with Kenny Rogers.
No, actually, it's Roadhouse, but you were close.
No, but The Male Animal is a good movie. It stars Henry Fonda. It's really good.
Joel, when did you first see The Male Animal?
Oh my God! Let's see, 1998. 98. That's when I first saw it.
What'd you think when you took the male animal in? Yeah, you're on to me. You got me. That's almost like a game show to see how long it takes. This is your all-time record, Jewel. But I tried it. I tried a dangerous move. Normally it's a gambit and it works, but this time no. Like the Great Chisholm Massacre.
Oh my god.
Do you even know about that, Jewel?
What's that?
On your own podcast. Oh, I'll have to tell you later.
Wait, are you talking about the
on the Searchers?
Oh, okay. Are you talking about John Chisholm, the real
Yeah, didn't John Wayne didn't he made that movie, right?
Yeah, the movie.
They made a movie named Chisholm.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't he shoot Chisholm with his sons?
Yeah, I believe he had 2 of his sons on the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
I believe there were 2. Now, for I'm thinking of another. There's another.
Were the other sons just not ready for his Chisholm?
Well, there's another John Wayne movie where he has. I think he has his two sons and his 1 grandson in the film. I forget what it is though.
But on Chisholm, he really showed him the ropes.
Yeah, the Cowboys is a really good movie with John Wayne, where he's showing those kids how to be like cattlemen and shit. That's a great movie. My grandmother, when she watched it, anytime she sees the guy who shot John Wayne, the actor, anytime she would see him in the movie, that's the son of a bitch that shot John Wayne.
The Cowboys is my favorite piece of John Williams music.
Really?
It's a great piece of John Williams music, yeah. The overture to that.
But for this movie, there's a lot of comedy. It's really fun. I like how he gets the guy put in jail and how he does it. He's got it. His 1 male assistant is like German, isn't he?
He's in Germany.
Yes.
Yeah, just like 1, 2, 3 is set in Germany.
Yeah. Well,
I think Schlimmer's is a assistant.
So, Joel, tell me, what did you think of Jimmy Cagney in this movie?
James Cagney? Oh,
yeah,
my
James
God.
Cagney. Well, his friends call him Jimmy, because he and I are tight. So,
isn't he long passed away then?
Yeah, but you can still have an opinion about his work in the film.
Okay. Well, first of all, this is not the first James Cagney film I ever saw. That's number
I
1.
didn't say I didn't
Well,
think.
I know.
Oh, boys.
But the first James Cagney movie I ever saw was actually Mr. Roberts with Henry Fonda.
Oh, okay.
No shock, because I'm a Henry Fonda fan.
Great movie.
But this movie I never saw until today. Now, another movie I saw, I think it's White Heat with him in it, which is a great movie with him in it. Great gangster movie. But this movie here, he's really funny. And look, I've seen him. He can be funny in some of those violent roles, but here he's
not like here.
This here, he's hilarious. He's like, he hits every spot right on, and it's just like he's like snapping his fingers on and he's talking over the phone. It's like, damn, dude, like slow it down. And then when he drinks the Pepsi Cola.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, there's a great physicality about him, as well as the verbal. Where
how old was he when he made this movie?
Well, let me look up his birth date, because
he's got one of those compact Fred Mertz physiques like me.
He would have been 60, because he was born in 1899.
Wow, he really, for a 60-year-old guy in that era, he's really keeping up.
Mm-hmm. And you consider that one of the reasons why Wilder made this movie, because he wanted to make a movie faster than His Girl Friday, which, if you've never seen
she was pretty fast. That's what I've heard. She was pretty fast. Now, who directed His Girl Friday? That wasn't Lubitsch, was it?
That was Howard Hawks.
Howard Hawks. Yeah, I wonder if he sent a taunting note to Howard. You're just looking at my beret. You're in my rearview mirror, pal.
Well, Howard Hawks did direct noir movies, so
And some frenetic screwball comedies. I mean, for me, Bringing Up Baby is the kind of entertainment that everyone says they get in Philadelphia Story. But if you see Bringing Up Baby first and you go to Philadelphia Story expecting that, expect to be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
Philadelphia Story of James Stewart.
Yeah, it's about cream cheese.
Yeah, that movie's not funny at all.
Yeah, it's also about
Someone had to
cheesesteaks.
say it.
It's like that movie's not a comedy. It's a drama, so it's some comedy. But yeah,
But it's not. Yeah, I went into it thinking I had heard a local theater was having a festival one summer of screwball comedies. And so I guess to follow up Bringing Up Baby, because it had Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, Philadelphia Story. So I went hearing it was even better. Not for this guy, but Bringing Up Baby is hilarious. My God. Have you ever seen that, Jewel?
no, I've heard of it though.
It's a very funny movie. You would like it. You would have a good time with that.
I probably would. I've seen the Philadelphia Story.
Well, now you'd get to have a good time.
Yes.
Yeah, finally. This movie I had a great time though. This movie was funny that we got to watch because, I mean, Billy Wilder. I've never seen a bad movie that he ever made. He never made one.
I mean, the closest for me, like some of the, like Buddy Buddy, the movie that made him just quit. It's not very good.
Really?
And yeah, it's not very good. Although, Billy Wilder's a control freak, and he had Klaus Kinski in that movie. And I would love to hear what stories off the set were like on that. I think Klaus recognized a fellow German speaker, and he knew that he could not be. Billy Wilder was going to put up with none of it. He was not some indulgent Werner Herzog like figure who would only try to shoot at him. Billy would just kill him with his bare hands. And they really got into it on this film.
Mm-hmm.
And it's what stopped Cagney from working for a long time, because he just said, I've had it. Because Wilder would not let him improvise at all.
Here's the thing, like I told you guys this. I was listening to Jack Lemmon, the late Jack Lemmon. He did an interview for Turner Classic Movies, and he said when he worked with Billy, he never heard anybody suggest because the script was so good.
It's a privilege to act a script like that.
Right. And I'm thinking, I don't know. After seeing this, I know Cagney's not alive. If he was, I would have loved to ask him, what is it you were wanting to improvise? Add.
Well, when you look at the actual dialogue, it is a lot to say. You have to say it in a very condensed, very swift manner. And some of those scenes don't really. It's not like a lot of those scenes. It's basically based on a play, so a lot of those scenes are extended. So you're talking about huge chunks of dialogue after and after. So I don't think Cagney was thinking this dialogue's beneath me. He's thinking, I can't remember this. I'm going to have to wing it on some of this stuff.
Man, that's interesting.
But in Wilder's defense, even though there are long shots in the movie, they are still shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you have retakes, and you're not having to do as much at a time as you would in a stage play.
Right. Well, I'm just pointing out that there are huge chunks of dialogue.
There are huge, and I mean, without cutting away.
Mm-hmm.
And Cagney's magnificent. Every character in this film is so well defined and well painted. Even the three, goons from the KGB. Which one I like more, the bald one or the big fat one? You can have both.
Mm-hmm.
They want the blonde-haired secretary.
Who was the German Marilyn Monroe?
Oh, she was?
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Do you want the papers interpreted or the girl interpreted? See what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One of them was yellow and one of them was green.
I like how they're trying to negotiate. Like, oh, we'll give you this for her. No, this is what I want. I want Otto. I want that dude. I want him out of
here. Piffle or nothing.
Yeah, that's it.
Count von Roster Schottenborg.
And finally, then he said, "Oh, I like how when they're in the jail, They're like, oh, we could all, and they are like, oh, screw it, we're going in, we're doing it. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, and they're going and they get him out of there. Like, you jackass.
Speaking of jackasses, I gotta go deal with an Uber Eats driver. Hang
on. What did you think of that scene, Gordon?
I thought it was great. I thought the whole movie was just nonstop, and it's something you don't get in a lot of movies is economy. You get a lot of, especially when you've got movies that are like 3 hours long. I mean, everything is at a breakneck pace. There's no time to even breathe. And yet there never comes a time where I thought, oh God, let this end. It's just too fast or it's too much going on. Like, you have to, I mean, it's one of those movies that you can't lose attention. You can't turn it on in the background because it is so, it's consequence upon consequence upon consequence. And I love the fact that it's basically a farce. It is, this guy is he's a middle manager for a big corporation. He's in a foreign country because he's like, he's trying to sell coke to the Russians and the Germans. And I like the fact that when they go into East Berlin, he bribes them with a 6-pack, and when he comes back, they return the bottles.
Yeah. They're like, we got to give these back to you when you come back, and they're like, here, don't forget these.
Or when Cagney tries to get Buchholz arrested, he puts a big balloon that says "Rusky, go home," and he puts the alarm clock that does Yankee Doodle in the psych.
Yeah, he's like, there's a big ticking surprise. I'm thinking, wait, there's no way this dude made a bomb. And I'm thinking, I didn't see that, because I'm like trying to pay attention to all the like you said, there's a lot of dialogue, because I'm trying to pay attention to that too.
Did you go up
and then I see
3630.
And then he goes, as he stops, they pull him over. They see the alarm clock. They're like, "Oh, you're getting hauled in. You're." It's like, you son of a bitch.
Same thing would happen to you in Portland now.
In the state of Portland?
The city of Portland.
Oh, the city of Portland. Oh, Oregon. Yeah. Portland, Oregon. Oh, God.
I've been to Portland, Oregon.
It seems like a lovely town.
It is. It's a lovely town.
Isn't that like Bigfoot country?
Jewel, it's no, you know
what they say about
people's feet is just way out of line.
You know what they say about a country with big feet, don't you? They wear big shoes.
I wear 13 wide. But
thank you.
But his secretary gets she goes with the one dude who's all like bandaged up, the bald headed dude. He's like the heavy set dude. I like how he's all bandaged up where he got roughed up. And he's like, oh, he goes, go ahead, take her. He's Jesus. And then they're trying to teach the guy that the girl fell in love with, the communist. They're trying to teach him how to be an American.
Well, at least not a stinking commie.
You're right. It's like, oh my God. And he's like cutting a promo about the whole process. Oh my God.
Yeah, he ends up identifying all of the problems with the Communist Party accidentally, just by being around McNamara by osmosis. Mm-hmm. Now, why did this movie get pulled from, streaming? Because it did. I swear to God, I used to own it. And at the time, I could find nothing on Reddit that really addressed the issue. So now has anything appeared? Because at the time, it's like nobody cared. I don't know. Maybe there's nothing. Not enough Kenneth Mars.
Yeah, I can't seem to find anything. And there's really nothing offensive in it. Like, it's not like you could say, like, suddenly the Frank Sinatra film was
Oh
pulled
yeah.
because it came a little too close to the Kennedy assassination. But why you would pull something like 1, 2, 3 from streaming?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very odd.
In
Maybe it's
fact,
totally unrelated.
let me see where else it's available streaming, because it might have just been the one service. So, okay, according to Google, it's available via something called Z5. You can rent it on YouTube. You can rent it on Apple, Amazon Prime with a premium subscription, and Google Play Movie. And you had it on iTunes?
I owned it on Apple iTunes. I owned it. I'm convinced. Maybe I didn't, but I remember showing it to people.
Maybe someone really hates Arlene Francis's guts. We don't know.
That's right. Some jilted I've Got a Secret player.
When did it get removed? When was it removed? Exactly this year?
No, it was 2 years ago, right around the time the Russians went into the Ukraine.
That might have been why they pulled it.
Unbelievable. For what? I mean, I can sort of see it, but what were they afraid was the damage that it would do?
Well, it's funny to go on a very interesting.
It's anti-Russian and it's funny. So, yeah, but it's so sophisticated. Conservative humor, when they try to do it, they rarely pull it off, if ever. It's just embarrassing. And in this, they really make it work.
Yeah, the movie's hilarious, and I don't understand why you pull it. I get it. There's the mention of communist Russia and stuff, but everything's done as a gist, like as a joke. It's a comedy through and through.
And to be fair, the Russians are portrayed as idiots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's funny about when you were talking about political controversies and being pulled. There is an episode about of Law and Order: Criminal Intent that was pulled, and you can't find it on Peacock. And the premise was that Rio de Janeiro, there's some corruption involved, got selected for the Olympics because of corruption and bribing and murder and all that other stuff. Now, a lot of the people from the Olympic Committee and Rio de Janeiro said, "Oh no, that's not fair. You got to pull this. This is a bad episode." And as someone who grew up when Chicago was bidding on the games, and I can tell you that was that had all the significance of a wet fart.
Depends on which side you're on.
The wrong side of a wet fart.
The wrong side
Patrick,
of a wet
believe
fart.
me. But
that was a Chandler novel, Raymond Chandler novel.
And the funny thing is, after the Olympics were at Rio de Janeiro in real life, what came out was that there were serious allegations and proof that yes, there was corruption and unusual, that Rio de Janeiro didn't win the Olympics fair and square. And so I think pulling 1, 2, 3, it's probably just Apple going, "Woo!" I'm sure that if you were to look on Apple TV, their paid service, it's probably on constant rotation.
It probably is. I believe that.
Hey, well, they pulled an episode of Community. I know that.
Which episode?
Is the D&D episode. The first D&D episode. Because of the Dark Elves. And them basically referring to the fact that it is blackface when one of them does it. But he doesn't realize the irony until he's already in the middle of it.
Well, I've seen, I watch a lot of podcasts. That's what I watch when I'm writing. I'll listen to a podcast. And a lot of podcasts I listen to are either a wrestling podcast or gamer podcast when I'm not listening to Penny or Between the Shadows. And because they upload more than what they do. So I was listening to Razor Fist play a video game, and the music in the game, within the game, is what got that video. Basically, they said, "Oh nope, that's copyright." Even though
That's
the
probably a
music,
copyright strike.
it's like, yeah, it's like that music's in the game.
Yeah. When we did the Dark Shadows Cards Against Humanity, I had it full of great, game show music. And I went back to listen to it the other day, and they stripped it out. They went through the trouble of stripping it out. So there's these vast periods of silence.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Rather than just put mandatory links to the music.
Yeah. See, like I can understand them. Like, okay, we have to take this music, but here's the links. You could go find it. Like, you know what I mean? I could like have some compromise.
Well, a lot of times copyright strikes are not by YouTube; they're by either the original owners of the music or just people trying to be like, for example, one of my books was recorded as an audiobook for sale. Imagine my surprise when I go on YouTube and that same audiobook is now a YouTube video. And I had to I reported it as a copyright strike.
That's right, Jewel. That's right, Jewel. It could happen.
And to me, it wasn't about greed. It's just about, hey, look, I wrote that. The person who recorded that got paid.
Mm-hmm.
There were 4 other authors who were earning royalties. It doesn't help now that you've got media companies deciding, okay, well, we're going to pull, you don't have dudes like, it's bad when we got dudes like Zaslav going, hey, let's just end movies and pull movies and all that other stuff. I guess what I'm saying is thank God for Tubi.
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, and Tubi, if you're watching, put 1, 2, 3 in your rotation. Do what you gotta.
Yeah. It's a funny movie too. I mean, so they had added some movies here recently, but this is definitely something they should add. It's hilariously funny.
Great. And Nathan Hayes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just, I like how the girl's dancing on the table. She takes off her belt.
The vibrating picture of Khrushchev.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or Stalin's underneath the picture. Oh my God. Go ahead, Gordon. I'm sorry.
I was about to make a totally irrelevant point, but yeah, the movie is funny. I'm trying to think of best bits of the movie, or I just have about how Arlene Francis just keeps referring to James Cagney as Mein Führer throughout. Like, okay, yeah, I just don't want to deal with this guy anymore.
Maybe Apple's worried about offending Nazis.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing too, like,
and in terms of Nazis, I want to remind everyone you should always punch Nazis.
Yes. Yeah.
Not only is this the book that forced Kickstarter to unionize, but if you go to the very last story, okay, I'll put it right close. So kids, you want to get real close to the screen. So you see who wrote that?
There you
There's
are.
A really damn good writer.
Nice. Very good.
And there's 3 volumes, and it's out on Omnibus, so go buy it.
Cool.
I bow to you.
What, Gordon, will you send me a link to where you can pick that up, and I'll leave a link in the description box?
Let me see if I can find one.
My last comic came out, but wasn't even in print.
Really?
And the publisher didn't tell me until I had an autograph session lined up, and I went to the store and they hadn't gotten them in. Darren Davis of Blue Water. Infamous. Stories I could tell.
Why?
Why do I have
I
stories?
could find the omnibus, but I threw in volume 1.
Okay. No, why did he
It's
not
under $10, so
you can just do it digitally.
Oh, okay. Yeah, under $10, Gordon said. So we'll definitely leave a link to that in the description box.
Juicy.
What do you guys give this movie? 1 out of 10?
Oh, a 10.
definitely a 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 across the board.
It's one of the greats.
Like when you watch this movie, you will like roll laughing because it's just nonstop. Like it's funny, a lot of comedies are made like to the point of, oh, hey, watch my daughter. Hey, my daughter's coming to you. You know, some comedies are made that way. So you can see
some lawsuits
where some comedies took from this. But when I was watching this, I kept thinking about the television show Mad Men a lot because I could see a bit of Mad Men within this movie a bit.
Oh, there's a definite crossover of emphasis. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this movie is a lot of fun. What's you guys' favorite scene?
Oh.
Do we have to choose just one?
No. God,
I think the whole movie is just one great scene after another. There's
really is.
Yeah, there's no time wasted. There's no filler.
It is very satisfying to see McNamara in triumph, even though he gets no respect. You know, he's back to getting no respect from his kids or wife. It's very Rodney Dangerfield in that sense. But or even the universe that sticks a Pepsi bottle in his Coke machine. But nevertheless, seeing that this berated, attacked, misunderstood, tyrannical genius is finally shown to be right. And that's nice.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because usually that's the bad guy in a movie. And people can't wait for him to have his comeuppance. Now the uppance comes to him.
I like how the German assistant, he's taking off the dress, he's taking out the balloons, and he's putting the dress and the balloons in the closet as the MPs are investigating. Are looking for a woman with letters on her chest and stuff.
One of them's yellow. One of them's green. Take me away.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. Yeah.
Risky go home, written across her chest.
Yep. My God. Yeah, this movie it's a hoot. I enjoyed watching this today. I watched it about 6 o'clock. I'm like, I need to watch it. So I watched it.
There are lots of good manhood tips in it too. Just on how to dress and how to behave.
Yeah.
Like always wear pants.
Always wear pants, Joel.
Mm-hmm. Not shorts, pants.
You know,
you're a big boy now.
Listen, I wear shorts because I'm an American. Goddamn.
Yeah. Don't pick up chicken by the hand to eat it. You know, use one fry at a time. I mean, those are the good positive tips on how to be a man.
Jewel, your theme song should be "We Wear Short Shorts."
No, my shorts are that short.
Hardee's is going to sell a burger with an ad featuring you spraying and rubbing yourself against a car that's being washed, just like Paris Hilton. Now that's hot. A great ad.
Oh my God! Yeah, I don't even. I saw that commercial once. I'm like, what the hell does this have to do with burger?
Absolutely nothing. Lovely.
Absolutely nothing. But yeah, this movie is a lot of. Is there anything you guys want to add about it?
What would have happened in Alien if he had sat on the egg? I keep bringing that up to you, Jewel.
I have no idea.
King, you all right? I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. We're going to turn around.
Oh my God. What's a movie you guys want to do next? Or because I'm doing a movie tomorrow night with Butch. So
what are we talking about?
The Mechanic, Charles Bronson, at 9:45.
It's a good movie.
The video or the movie along with the James Bond franchise that inspired the video game series Hitman. Go check it out. Go check out that video game series. It is fucking.
I thought it was based on the short-lived game show of that same title, the Pac-Man ripoff.
Have you guys ever played the Hitman games?
I like games about sharing.
Why?
And understanding.
Why? God.
I prefer games that involve beating people up, not shooting people. That and Pac-Man.
This game is about that game, Hitman, is about artistic assassination.
Well, so's this podcast.
Yeah, especially if you're talking artistic character assassination.
Yeah, that's true. So you guys joining us for the Mechanic then? That'd be great.
If I can see it, I will.
Okay, it's on Tubi for free.
I like it.
So I'll send you guys a link to that. But links to the Dark Shadows Daybook Unbound, which is nominated for a Rondo.
That's right.
It's going to be in the description box. Link to Gordon's page that he sent me is going to be in the description box. Book is going to be in the description box. Go pick that up if you guys haven't. And March 17th, the return of the Desert Rose Killer by Joel Sains on Blogger. See you guys. Have a nice night.
I love it.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Good night.